Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm doing first initial impressions of the Prime RR-38 V2 carbon clincher disc wheel set with the through axle conversions with a 15mm in the front and 12mm in the rear. Initial reactions for a $400 set of carbon wheels. I'm fairly happy with them. I do have some critiques of them. Like I said, I am happy with them as they are out of the box. I do not have my tires for these yet. I do have some caravels coming that will be set up as tubeless, and at that point I will put an update in the description below or a secondary video. And I will be comparing the weights between the Prime carbon clinchers with the Caravel slicks versus my Falcon DB or 5DB with the Maxwell Rambler tubeless wheels as well. So the carbon layup is, well, you can't really see the layup since it's unidirectional, but they do feel good. And I am happy with the way the wheels are out of the box. I do have some issues with how the through axle conversions are done and the hubs. First being that the bearings are, there's a lot of grease in them, so you can feel when you're turning it that there's a lot of drag. I do believe that will eventually kind of break in with riding. I do know online people are saying that bearings do go out after 3 months. When I completely expect that to happen with these as well. I have looked up the model of the bearings, and there are better quality ones out there for not a whole lot. So when it does come time, I will be looking at non-Prime branded bearings that should last quite a bit longer than what the Prime ones do. They are just regular sealed bearings. Taking in that they do have a lot of drag on them, they do spin fairly well. Now getting to the biggest complaint I have with mainly the rear wheel is putting the through axle in. The hub has to come off and the through axle gets put in, spun back on, which is completely fine except for when I went to set up my disc for the brakes. I have the Shimano wrench bob bracket tool, which is used to put on the center lock disc rotor, and with the through axle sticking out as it does, it did not allow clearance for the tool, so I had to grab a wrench style for that, which meant that I didn't really have the ability to torque it to the correct specs. I went more by feel than using a torque wrench. The front axle has the cones get replaced for the through axle, and there's 2 lock rings that spin into the hub that are meant for a pin hub or a pin wrench to be spun in. They seem a little loose when you spin them in, and I don't like the pin style. It's hard to get the fully sit in, and it was very crude. It's a very crude way of doing things, I believe. I have, like I mentioned earlier, I have a second set of wheels, which is the Falcon Racing 5DB, that I will be comparing the wheels to. These did include the through axle conversion in the box, so there's no additional cost there, where the Primes, there is an additional cost to go from quick release to through axle. With the style of through axle with the Falcons, or Falcon, it was much easier to do. There's no specialty tools needed, and I had clearance for the rotors, or for the bound bracket tool to install the rotors. And when I went and put the front wheel on the bike, the hubs themselves are very, the machining of them is very budget oriented, and where my through axle did go through is the first time going pushing it in, it seemed to have to clear a lot of junk out of the center, and it was very tough. I almost had to basically hammer it through, and now after I did it once, I have no issues every other time taking that on and off, which I do. We'll take this off to set up the wheels, which are arriving next week. I just wanted to get a video out showing my initial impressions of the Prime RR-38 V2 carbon clincher disc wheel set. I have not seen much out there with the disc oriented versions. And I will be pointing out a second video of impression after riding on the wheels for 100 miles or so. Besides that, I do like how the tubeless stems set in, and these are going on my NS Bike Raid Plus build, which is completely custom with the TRP disc brake rotors, a SRAM Rival 1x11 group set, and look carbon wheels or pedals. If anyone wants any opinions of the stuff on the bike, I would be happy to go through that as well. So just let me know what people want to know about the wheels or the bike and down in the comment section below, and I will be happy to answer any questions.